This is Beerus, one of Dragon Ball's most powerful characters and Universe 7's God of Destruction. And this is Kratos, a god of war so powerful he's fought gods from not one, but two different mythologies. A god of destruction versus a god of war. Who will win? Beerus was created and designed by Akira Toriyama for Dragon Ball Super using his own cat as inspiration. The character was first introduced in Battle of the Gods as the all-powerful God of Destruction, also known as a Destroyer. In the Dragon Ball universe, there are 12 different universes, each with their own deities to manage them. Beerus oversees Universe 7 as the almighty God of Destruction, which also happens to be Goku's universe. But what is a God of Destruction, and what does he do? In the world of Dragon Ball, each universe follows a hierarchy. As an oversimplification, it begins with mortals like the main cast of Dragon Ball, then you have your Kais, then your Supreme Kais acting as the gods of destruction, and above them you have the God of Destruction and his or her angel counterpart. Beerus is not the highest in the hierarchy, but he is tasked with maintaining balance in the universe he resides in. While he may not look it, Beerus has actually lived for hundreds of millions of years and was trained by his angel master Whis. As a god of destruction, Beerus can harness destruction energy, which is capable of destroying anything, and uses it to destroy planets, races, or any other threats to their universes. Kratos is the main antagonist to the very popular PlayStation franchise God of War. The character was created by David Jaffe, the game director, whereas the design of Kratos was a result of Charlie Wen, the director of visual development. Kratos was first introduced on the PlayStation 2 in 2005 as the aptly named God of War. In the beginning, Kratos, a Spartan general of Sparta, was tricked by the God of War Ares into killing his wife and daughter, dubbing him with the nickname the Ghost of Sparta. Doing so would propel Kratos to exact revenge on all the Greek gods and even some titans, but that wasn't enough for Kratos. After basically eliminating all of the gods from Greek mythology, Kratos entered the Norse mythology, where he would settle down in Midgard. Eventually he's sought out by the god of light Baldur, which kickstarts another round of god onslaught, Norse style. So Beerus is a god of destruction, and Kratos has dedicated a good chunk of his life to killing gods as the god of war. But to make sure this is a fair fight, we're going to need to find out each character's abilities and powers to see exactly what they're capable of. As a god of destruction, Beerus' abilities all have one thing in mind: to destroy. However, Beerus was designed for an anime and manga, so there's less limitations to the depiction of his power. In fact, Beerus' design goal was to be all-powerful, and as such is equipped with many abilities the Z Fighters already have, such as the mastery of energy via sense or ki blast, flight, and an insane amount of strength. However, the energy Beerus wields isn't the same as the other characters have traditionally used. He has the complete control of destruction energy. This energy does exactly what you think it does. It can be used as a ki blast to blow up planets, or used directly on a foe. Beerus can use destruction energy so seamlessly that even his sneezes have caused planets to blow up. That's not all he can do. Having lived millions of years as the god of destruction, Beerus has learned to infuse his destruction energy around him when powering up through a form known as Fury. However, the most iconic and powerful of his abilities is the dreaded Hakai, a move so deadly that it disintegrates his foes after merely pronouncing the word. Most of Beerus' abilities harness the power of destruction energy, but he does have a few other notable techniques. Beerus is capable of sealing his opponent using a sealing spell, which he performed on the old Kai, sealing him inside of the Z-Sword after the two had an argument. The Kai would have stayed sealed in the sword permanently if it hadn't been for Gohan accidentally breaking it many years later. Unsurprisingly, Beerus is indeed all-powerful, but does he have a weakness? To follow the laws set in Dragon Ball's deity hierarchy, a god of destruction must have a lifelink to a Supreme Kai, meaning that should Beerus die, the Supreme Kai would be destroyed, but more importantly, should the Supreme Kai be killed, then the lifelink would also destroy the linked god of destruction, regardless of the power they contain. As the son of the god of lightning Zeus and the grandson to the titan Kronos, the king of all titans, there's no question Kratos is powerful from a bloodline perspective. He has superhuman strength, durability, and speed that has matched his father Zeus, who is said to move at the speed of light. Raised as a Spartan soldier as a child, Kratos comes equipped as a master combatant, which provides the character with a highly proficient use of weapons and great combat awareness. Not to be forgotten is Kratos' sheer determination and will. Having been betrayed by the Greek gods, Kratos doesn't know the meaning of forgiveness. This drives the Ghost of Sparta on a singular goal of revenge that he does not give up for 3 whole games. To help Kratos in his quest for revenge, he comes equipped with many weapons for both close quarters and ranged attacks. Most notably, Kratos wields the Blades of Chaos, a weapon created by the first God of War Ares, and more recently, the Leviathan Axe, which is similar in concept and power to Thor's hammer Mjolnir. Both weapons have demonstrated their ability to take down gods, but for his defenses, Kratos also possesses the Guardian Shield, which is capable of absorbing incoming attacks and deflecting back onto his opponents. These powers and abilities are only the foundation to what Kratos is capable of. Using his weapons, Kratos has shown that he can harness the power of the elements, summoning tornadoes, fire, lightning, and ice. Furthermore, Kratos is not one to waste the abilities of the foes he's defeated. Using the head of Medusa, he can use petrification to turn his enemies to stone, and has even taken Icarus's wings to gain the power of flight. On top of seemingly unlimited supply of techniques, Kratos is also immortal and has regenerative healing. Specifically, he has regeneration that can be used instantly to heal from his wounds, albeit with a high degree of concentration. Without question, Beerus and Kratos each have impressive abilities and power on paper. But in practice, how do these abilities work given the context of previous battles? You'd think with all that destruction power, Beerus would be brimming with energy, but he was actually designed to be a lazy cat with a short temper quelled only by delicious food. So who has he fought to showcase his power? To be honest, we haven't seen much, but what we have been shown has been pretty convincing. In his introductory feature film Battle of the Gods, he threatens to blow up Earth unless Goku finds a Super Saiyan God. Upon finding the means to transform Goku to that level, the two clash and Beerus mentions he only reached 60% of his potential. Despite not being at full power, his fight with Goku sends energy rippling throughout the universe, putting it all at risk. Similarly, Beerus would fight Vegeta as Super Saiyan Blue, the next level of Super Saiyan God, and despite having more power than what Goku used in his fight, Beerus was able to take out Vegeta without a sweat. So clearly, Beerus is still holding back quite a lot of power. We know Beerus can take down the highest levels of Super Saiyan, but he's also demonstrated how frightening his strength can be after his encounter with Zamasu, a Supreme Kai in training for Universe 10. Knowing full well Zamasu would mess with the fabric of time in the future, Beerus meets with present-day Zamasu, raises one hand, and whispers, Hakai. Within seconds, we witness Zamasu, who would ultimately become a god of creation, disintegrate before our very eyes. That is the power of a god of destruction. And what about Kratos? Context is needed to properly quantify what Kratos is capable of. As a video game character first, Kratos' abilities are visually tamed down for a better cinematic and gameplay experience. For every god Kratos has eliminated, there are 10 chests he has struggled to open. So what does this mean? Essentially, Kratos' capabilities cannot be determined through the games alone, as they can't visually showcase his full breadth of power. What bears repeating are the responsibilities each god has and the context that's given by Kratos killing them. Being able to keep up to and defeat Zeus implies Kratos is faster than the speed of light. Kratos has actually killed Thanatos, the personification of death, Hades, the god of the underworld, and has ripped the head of Helios, the god of sun, off of his body in order to use it as an in-game item. He's overpowered Atlas, the Titan, burdened with holding the entire Greek world upon his shoulders as long as he lives. Needless to say, the Greek gods are the black licorice of deities to Kratos. He's just not a fan. But what happens when they've all been dealt with? The answer is to surprisingly move into the next mythology. Here, Kratos is put into a position where he must fight Norse gods such as Thor's children, Modi and Magni, and the main antagonist of the 2018 God of War, Baldur, Thor's brother and the god of light. Kratos' fight with Baldur is one that is prolonged due to Baldur's invulnerability spell. However, Kratos is able to find a weakness and eventually snap his neck. Kratos defeating Baldur is of great value because Baldur knocked out the world serpent Jormungandr, whose power is said to be similar to Thor's. Specifically, the last time Thor and Jormungandr fought, it sent ripples throughout all the 9 realms. And if they were to fight again, the legend states that the world serpent would be sent back in time. So clearly, if Baldur can defeat Jormungandr, then it stands to reason Kratos is not only immortal, but possesses power beyond time itself. Both Beerus and Kratos have the gift of immortality. On one hand, we have a god of destruction that can destroy planets on a whim and disintegrate foes with a whisper. And on the other, we have a god of war that has slain the invulnerable and foes beyond the concepts of death and time. So who would win? Both of these universes contain gods, and both depict their abilities in different mediums. Beerus being born from the anime or manga, and Kratos being born from video games, it becomes clear ranking these two is more difficult than you might suspect. Kratos is equipped with everything he needs to face off with Beerus, but can be easily eradicated from time and space from Beerus' Hakai. If the two were to battle one-on-one, then Beerus contains all of the necessary abilities to end Kratos' life due to the power of destruction energy. However, if Kratos proved one thing, it's that his indomitable will knows no bounds, and his mastery of combat would mean he would take the fight much more seriously than Beerus would. Kratos would expect a direct attack would not suffice, and would strategize for any weaknesses he may find, which leads us to Beerus' Achilles heel, his lifelink with the Supreme Kai. Ultimately, in a fair fight, Beerus was created to destroy anything, including deities such as Zamasu. Therefore, Kratos should be no different. That being said, on a character level, Beerus is known to be lazy and would rather eat or sleep, whereas Kratos is a master strategist and would stop at nothing to find and use the lifelink weakness. Kratos has killed the god of war, the god of death, the Norse god of light, and without question he would be able to kill Universe 7's Supreme Kai, the god of creation, aka Beerus' ultimate downfall. Similar to Beerus, Kratos would raise his hand and whisper, "Keep it cute."